those responsible will be brought to justice.
DNA testing has confirmed that the man driving the I-20 car involved in the blast near Red Fort in the national capital was Dr. Umar Nabi, which is after samples from his mother were matched with the remains that were recovered from the blast site. Although an official confirmation is awaited in this matter. Now, Red Fort EcoSport registered on the name of Dr. Umar was found parked outside a house near Khandavali village in Faridabad on Tuesday. This came hours after Delhi police issued an alert and even shared details of the car with the Uttar Pradesh and Haryana police. The Delhi registered vehicle was recovered and examined by the National Security Guard bomb disposal team, accompanied by a sniffer dog. Police said that area within a 200-meter periphery was cordoned off. Over 10 nearby houses were evacuated as a precautionary measure. Also, search and the car began after an investigation into the blast revealed that another car, in addition to the I-20 car, was involved in this blast. The police believes that the EcoSport was used for reconnaissance before the blast took place. Also, new CCTV footage has captured the exact moment the I-20 car exploded. Video shows the slow-moving car erupting into flames in rush hour traffic, damaging nearby vehicles and buildings. Sources even said that before the car blast on Monday evening, Umar stayed at a mosque on Asif Ali Road near Ram Leela Maidan, and it was after leaving the mosque that the accused went straight to the Sunheri Masjid parking lot. It was there that he parked his car in the parking lot around 3:19 p.m. and left there hours after, which is minutes before the blast took place. Also, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday passed a resolution which called the blast a terror incident. This resolution was passed shortly after a meeting was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who called the explosion a heinous terror incident that was perpetrated by anti-national forces. Parallelly, the US has offered India to help with the probe. It was a statement by the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who said that on India's resolution said that it was clearly a terror incident. Lauding the country's professionalism in handling the investigation so far, Marco Rubio even said that the US has offered to help, but that India is doing a good job and does not need its help. And let's go to our correspondent joining us live from Pulwama, and we also have Dharamjot, who's reporting live from Faridabad. Dharamjot, you're live from outside the Al Falah University, which has been at the epicenter of the investigation so far. What is the latest that you're learning on the investigation front?
Well, Samiksha, there are a lot of parallel investigations that are going on. Just a few minutes back, I was roughly 12 kilometers away from here, the location of the red EcoSport, the second car in question that is currently being investigated for its role in the larger terror plot and for its connection to the prime suspect, Dr. Umar. But 12 kilometers away from that spot in the Khandavali village, we're here at the Al Falah University, where active investigation has been ongoing for quite a while now. Primarily because the trio of doctors who are under suspicion for carrying out not just this blast at Delhi on Monday evening, but also for a larger terror plot that was probably under works. The university is also being investigated for all kinds of communication, coordination, any logistics that may have been a part of this larger nexus. Now, we've seen that 2 vehicles so far have been apprehended by the police. One was, of course, the I-20 that exploded near Red Fort on Monday evening. The second, the red EcoSport, as I mentioned. Now, because of this connection that is coming of second-hand cars that are changing hands and involved in this large terror nexus, other vehicles that may be associated to any of these doctors who have been apprehended or have been arrested by police, they are also now being investigated for any sort of connection, any sort of DNA presence, any probable explosive material or presence of explosive material that could possibly be found in these vehicles. Has that happened as of yet? No. But that is the investigation that is currently ongoing. Al-Falah University, because it has been at the epicenter of this investigation, primarily because its faculty, 3 of them who are prime suspects in this entire case, they are being investigated. So the university campus has come under investigation with regards to what sort of planning or plotting and what sort of other activities went on over here. However, it's important to note here, Samiksha, that the university administration has distanced itself from the 3 doctors who are being questioned by the police and investigating agencies. They've also clarified that the university is unaware of any such activities ongoing in campus, and they have not really been witness to it or seen any such thing happen. So clearly there is a lot that is still unknown, which is why an active probe is also ongoing here at Al-Falah University, along with other locations. At the Red Fort, as we see since Monday evening, also at the Kandavali village where the second vehicle has been apprehended. So how far this nexus goes, how many people are involved, what exactly their role is, all of this is currently under probe, Samiksha.
Yes, stay with us, Dharamjot. Let's take that same point across to Idris, who's joining us live from Pulwama. Idris, like Dharamjot was pointing out, it is a broader network, a broader nexus, so as to say. Talk to us about the multiple parallel searches and raids being carried out linked to the Delhi blast probe across Kashmir.
Well, absolutely. The operation has been intensified by Jammu and Kashmir police across the Kashmir territory. Let me tell you, around 24 places have been raided by counterintelligence wing of Jammu and Kashmir police, as well as the Jammu and Kashmir police is also carrying out raids at various places. Around 15 people have been detained by CIK so far, and they're being investigated at the moment. On the other hand, we've also seen in the last 2 weeks there have been more than 2,000 raids that have been done by Jammu and Kashmir police across Jammu and Kashmir. Not only have the raids been on the former terrorists, over-the-ground workers, their houses, but also checking is being done at different jails, whether it's in the Kashmir division or in the Jammu division. Some of the communication devices were also recovered from some of the jails from the people who are languishing in jails for many years. Now, investigation has started in that perspective as well. On the other hand, what we see on the ground is that doctors, a huge number of doctors have been picked up by security forces in the last 3 to 4 days, while many of them have been let off, some of them still in custody, being questioned if at all they were in contact with any of the doctors that have been arrested, or Dr. Umar, who is the prime suspect, and they're saying that the DNA samples have matched, who becomes also the main person around whom this whole network must have worked. This whole episode of investigation started from Srinagar's Naugam area, where Jaish-e-Mohammed posters were put up by a gang of over-the-ground workers. They were arrested, and they led to the investigation, and they led to the first doctor who was arrested, who was Dr. Adil Rathar, and after that the whole gang was busted. We're right now at Dr. Umar's residence, wherein we are seeing a huge number of people from the village coming in to see the parents who have been let off by Jammu and Kashmir police yesterday. They're at their residence at the moment. They did not speak to the media, but we see a huge number of people going in, and there seems to be a concern for the family from the neighborhood. While as we also need to see that relatives, especially of the doctors who have been picked up, have also been taken for investigation at different places, whether it's in Shupian, it's in Kulgam, or it's in Anantnag district. So continuous intensifying of the operations by Jammu and Kashmir police, making sure that the network that is active across the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is dismantled, and also helping the National Investigation Agency, that is the prime agency investigating the whole case now.
Right, Idris, requesting you to stay with us. I'll just come back to you in a bit. But let's take the same point across to Dharamjot as well, who continues to be with us live from the Al-Falah University. Dharamjot, important point that I also wanted to mention here is about the scrutiny on Al Falah University and the cars which are essentially being linked to this larger terror plot that has also raised some questions on due diligence. What more can you tell us about that aspect?
Well, Samiksha, before we go to the bigger picture, the scrutiny, it appears, has intensified on the Al Falah University, and this is breaking just coming in right now. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council has clarified that Al Falah University's website claims that its engineering and education institutes are accredited by the NAAC. However, the council says that the accreditation has long expired. Now, this is a notification that I have just received. It clearly states, and there are 2 points, I'm going to quickly read that out. Number one, Al Falah School of Engineering and Technology Cycle 1 accreditation was accredited by the NAAC with Grade A, and this was valid from 23rd March 2013 to 22nd March 2018, which means for the Engineering and Technology School, the accreditation expired back in 2018 and has not been renewed since. Number two, Department of Teacher Education of Al Falah School of Education and Training, their accreditation was from the period of 27th March 2011 to 26th March 2016. That is almost 9 years ago, and the accreditation has since not been renewed. It has been expired. So this is a whole new angle that is emerging for the Al Falah University, and its administration now appears to be in a thicker soup. This is the breaking that's just come in, Samiksha. Al Falah University is yet to respond to this particular statement that has been put out by the NAAC Council. Samiksha?
Yes, Dharamjot, requesting you to stay with us. In fact, if you can keep telling us more, if you can read out that notice again, because this essentially means that the university was operating under false accreditation claim all this while.
That's correct, Samiksha. I'm just going to quickly read out the statement of the NAAC Director, Professor Ganesan Kanibiran, who said that a show cause notice has been issued to the university for falsely claiming accreditation status. The notice has further added, and I'm going to keep reading what the notice is saying at this point. In the notice, the NAAC has outlined potential actions and has questioned why the university should not be barred from future accreditation and why the council should not recommend that regulators such as the UGC, the NMC, the NCT and others withdraw the recognition of its programs or initiate action against it. Now, the NAAC statement is coming in the backdrop of the expiration of its past accreditation, as I just mentioned. I'm going to quickly read out those dates again, and these are valid for two separate departments of the Al Falah University. Number one, Al Falah School of Engineering and Technology, which had a Grade A accreditation from 23rd March 2013 to 22nd March 2018. Again, that expired in 2018 and has not been renewed since. Number two, Department of Teacher Education of Al Falah School of Education and Training. This also had an NAAC Grade A accreditation from 27th March 2011 to 26th March 2016. That was more than 9 years ago. Ever since then, the accreditation for the Al Falah University's departments has not been renewed. So again, this is putting the administration of this university in deeper soup. It remains to be seen how this pans out. The university, as I mentioned, has not responded to the statement by the NAAC so far, but it has been given a show cause notice by the Accreditation Council. Now, this, Samiksha, is coming at the heels of a lot of other questions that are being raised about the protocol that has been followed by the Al Falah University, especially in context to the suspected doctors involved in this larger terror plot. And the question now being raised here is what kind of protocol, what kind of verification, what kind of checks and balances did the university actually follow, or in fact, on the contrary, bypass to hire these doctors that are now under question. Now, remember, there is a Dr. Nisar who is at this point said to be absconding after police was looking for him to try and establish a link and a connection with other suspects involved in this explosion that took place on Monday evening. Then there is the question of the other doctor, the lady doctor, Dr. Shaheen, whose entire past history as a professor and as an academician has come under question because she had been long absconding from the previous university that she worked at in Kanpur. 2021 is the year when she was finally removed from a position for prolonged absence and for not responding to letters of the previous administration. Cut to now, Al Falah University had hired Dr. Shaheen as a faculty member.
Yes.
And then again, this question brings to what kind of process did Al Falah University administration actually follow over here? Now we are seeing that the accreditation has expired many, many years ago. So clearly a lot of questions that the university administration has to answer at this point, Samiksha.
Yes, Dharamjot, we leave it at that. We will keep coming back to you for more inputs and updates. And as we track the latest, the DNA testing has confirmed that the main driver, the person who was driving the I-20 involved in the blast near the Red Fort, was none other than Dr. Umar Nabi. And this is after his samples, the DNA samples of his mother were tested.